Grace got in there too.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then Jessica from our team's in there. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. That was awesome. I guess Miguel. That's cool. You go, Frank.
Okay. It is, oh no, it's not. It is 2 o'clock. Yeah, we're live. Okay. Welcome everybody to the Coachella Indio Waste Transfer Joint Station Joint Powers Authority. Today is Friday, June 27th, 2025. It is 2 p.m. and we're here for our regular session. I'd like to approve of the agenda.
Commissioner Ortiz,
Present.
Commissioner Hernandez, Vice Chair Miller,
Present.
Chair Figueroa,
Present.
and just for the record, Commissioner Hernandez is absent.
Thank you. Move on to the approval of the agenda. Oh, it's switched backwards. We'll do Pledge of Allegiance and then we'll do the approval of the agenda. Frank, if you can lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready to begin. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Okay, thank you, Frank. We'll move on to the approval of the agenda. At this time, the authority may announce any items being pulled from the agenda or continue to another date or request the moving of an item on the agenda. Any wishes of the commissioners?
Nope, nothing.
A motion to approve.
A motion?
Second.
And the second? And everybody do a little vote. Okay. Agenda passes. We'll move on to number 4, approval of the minutes. The minutes for the Coachella Indio Waste Transfer Station Joint Powers Authority meeting of April 28th. And then
Make the motion. Approve as presented.
I'll second that.
motion in a second. All vote. Okay, we do now. Item number 5 next, public comments. The public may address the authority on any item of interest to the public that is not on the agenda but is within the subject matter jurisdiction thereof. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Ms. Mendoza, any?
There are no comments.
No comments? Okay. And seeing none in person, we'll close the public comments at 2:02 p.m. Moving on to item number 6, new business calendar, legislative and administrative. We have item 6.1, resolution number 2025-1, approving the fiscal year 2025-2026 recommended budget.
Thank you. Sarah Toyota, Environmental Programs Coordinator. This year, the recommended budget includes funding for the multi-species habitat conservation plan fee for $660,000 and $660,895, and that satisfies all the back fees for the plan. Other than that, we generally carried over a similar budget from last year, mostly or in part because of the master lease with Riverside County expiring. There's some funding left in reserve in order to allow some flexibility once we understand the cost for the land. And then there's also some funding left for professional services, and that's in place as we move forward with the cost of the land, and because construction will be starting on the expansions for the transfer station. And there's just some work that's outside the normal operations of the transfer station that's in play and that the JPA is invested in. That is all I have for the budget. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them for you.
Any questions from the commissioners?
No, pretty straightforward.
Okay. If there's no other questions, entertain a motion.
A motion to approve.
Second.
On motion, first and second, and everyone be able to vote on the items there. Okay. Move on to public hearing calendar quasi-judicial item number 7.1, a public hearing to consider adoption of a 6.7% increase to the gate fee at the Coachella Valley Transfer Station for fiscal year 2025 and 2026. Sarah?
Thank you. On April 28th, the JPA approved the facility operation and sublease agreement, as well as this waste disposal agreement, both between the JPA and Burtech Industries. The agreements set the components of the gate fee, and the item in front of you represents those reflects the agreements per the agreements. It includes the multi-species habitat conservation fee plan, reinstatement of $1 per ton, and it allows for the components to be adjusted so that the expansion and the necessary improvements at the transfer station can move forward. So if formally approved, then the transfer station can be expanded and be able to serve the communities for the next 30 years. And that's all I have.
Any comments from the commission?
Don, good?
I think one question I just have, I know in the past years, we've always seen an increase of waste going into our station, right, which is why we have to see that expansion. But moving forward, let's say, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, we're going to have to keep expanding, right, if that increase keeps going. Is there any talks of that? Are there any concerns or any solutions, or how do you guys see that moving forward into the future? Do you guys see the need for expanding once again in 30 years, or do we think that there'll be a reduction at some point in how much waste we're producing? Or
Those are very good questions. It's hard to kind of figure past 30 years. When we did these agreements, when we considered what we would need to do the expansion of the transfer stations and the permitting and everything that we could forecast, we looked into if the city's really expanded, we would be able to, this transfer station with these upgrades should be able to last for 30 years. That's what we planned for.
Okay.
Beyond that, it's very hard to say.
If, let's say, 10 years from now, there was a huge conservation movement and we didn't have as much waste as we're projecting, is there any consequences on the fees on our end? I mean, I think right now we're paying for that expansion, so we should be good there, right? But if we have less trucks coming in and paying those fees, would the gate fees have to come up to keep up with the cost of that expansion? Frank, open to you as well.
Would we be able to cover our costs if we have less waste?
Right.
They have a break point in the agreement. So if the waste falls below a certain amount, it's already set in the agreement.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't imagine it ever getting to that point.
Mhm.
To where it would change.
Okay.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you, though.
Any other questions? And just for the record, right, there is noting of it's a $5 increase, right? $5.07 total increase based on the fee schedule.
Yes, that's correct.
Noting that this is a public hearing, I'm going to open the public hearing at 2:07. Is there any comments?
There are no comments.
Seeing none, we'll be closing public hearing at 2:08. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for item number 7.1.
I'll motion to approve.
Second?
There's a motion and a second. Okay. Item 7.1 passes. We'll move on to item number 8. Next, commissioner comments. Any commissioner comments?
I think I'll probably be reaching out soon to get a tour of the transfer station out there. It's been a little while. I think I did a tour of your other guys' site, the bigger site there, but I think I'd want to come by and check that one out and just see how things are going and just see in person more how that expansion is going to work out, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, let us know. We'll go with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll reach out to you afterwards for another. I've never been over there. I know where it is, but I've never taken a tour. So we'll do a Coachella tour and can take our new public works director, and that way they can see what that is. So,
Perfect.
any comments?
No, good.
Next item is adjournment. The next Coachella Indio Waste Transfer Joint JPA meeting is to be determined and called on by staff as needed. At this time, we will adjourn the meeting at 2:09 p.m.
Quick